Hello everybody, Elijah here, welcome you all to another Epic 7 video. And today, early this morning, they released a little bit of a teaser of the balance adjustment patch, like the heroes that they're going to be working on, as well as artifacts that they're going to be changing. And they did delay the release of it, so it won't come out until Tuesday, which I'll make a separate video going over that. But today, I am going to be going through this list and kind of like guessing what changes they're going to be making. And then I guess we can like compare and contrast my guesses to what the actual changes are. We're not going to do the artifacts just because there are times where they have taken artifacts and have fully changed them from like so there's not really much of like a stat adjustment or like adding an extra effect. It just like it completely changes. So we're not going to really take our bets on that. We're going to be looking at the heroes and seeing what they probably are going to change about these heroes. Alrighty, we have Jez Kisei here. She is the first one on the list. She is somebody that everybody, I wouldn't say everybody, but I feel like every single balance update, if you look at the comments, you will see people who are like, buff Judge Kisei, buff Judge Kisei. Like, it's not a rare occurrence. So hopefully maybe this will be the change that she needs. I think that her main issue is that she's too slow. I think most people who have complained about Judge Kisei, her issue isn't even like her kit itself, it's like she's just too slow. So I feel as though they're probably going to make a change that allows her to synergize with Cleave. Maybe they might make her S3 not able to be countered attack. That's also like one of those changes that they throw in on heroes that you want to have to like take a turn and you don't want them to be, countered to death and things like that. Maybe giving her a strip. Maybe making this, let's see, this is a 100% chance. 10. No, something like an 80% chance. They might buff this to make it a 100% chance to dispel and like increase the amount of buffs that it dispels. Other than that, I don't know. I think Kisei is just one of those heroes that might not ever be as relevant anymore. Back in her day, in her prime, it was like Oxlots and Kisei, or Judge Kisei, and Oxlots would just CR push her up, and then she would just like one-shot and nuke everybody. But I just don't really think that can ever happen again. So maybe just giving her some type of CR boost or something after, an opener takes their turn, so she just follows up and it's like the second unit to go. Something like that might be what she needs to be relevant again as kind of like a tool for cleavers. Like, I don't think she's going to be for a standard or slower playstyle. I feel as though the only playstyle that she would fit in is cleave or aggro, so we'll just have to see. Now, Specimen says I am really, really excited to see what they change. But my prediction, this is what I think they're gonna do with his kit currently. I would imagine, because this gives him a 50% combat readiness boost. Now, hear me out. What if they made it so that if he does land the stun, it's just a full 100% chance, right? So it'll be like he'll just S2. Hopefully, you get the stun, and then he immediately loops back around to like S3 and kill whoever he stunned. And the thing about Specimen says his damage multipliers are literally insane. And because of that, like you could probably, trade off, like you could probably build him relatively fast. Not necessarily like a super fast speeder unit, but essentially like a 270, 280 speed range. Because his damage, like if as a unit is stunned, like he's going to do the damage, like no matter what, like he's going to kill if they are stunned. So I don't know. I think it would be cool if they did something with his S2 so that he starts off with his S2 and then loop around to do his S3. And with it being a combat readiness increase versus like an extra turn, he doesn't have to worry about being countered by Bunny Dom or something like that. So that could be interesting. And we have Spirit Eye Celine, who I honestly don't think needs a buff. If I'm going to be completely honest, I don't think she needs a buff. The only thing I could imagine them changing, which might be overpowered, but it would be interesting to see it break the meta or whatever, is that if she starts the battle with possession, like one turn of possession, she just starts the battle with it. Wouldn't that be insane? Because like that would be an amazing like cleave counter. Um, because like you can't AoE, like you won't be able to hit her unless you're using a unit that doesn't have a what is it? A unit that like burns or a Karina or something like that. If she starts the battle with possession, that would be insane. It would completely mess up a lot of cleavers. And if that was something that they did, I would 1000% summon for her. But at the current moment, like I have enough to like pity an ML. And I saw the leaks for the other ML that's coming out, and I think they're decent, but I won't necessarily talk about those leaks because I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen that. But yeah, I definitely would pull for Celine if they did something crazy, like she starts off the battle with possession, or maybe increase her. There really is nothing else. Like there is nothing else wrong with this unit. I just think that she's just a niche unit, like, and that's fine. Like I don't think she needs a buff. I think her niche, she does it very, very well. She can counter a lot of different things with her kit, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know what they'll change about her, but I don't think she needs a buff. But it could be interesting if they did something like she starts off with her possession. That would be crazy. Why Young is getting a buff, and I think that is crazy because something that I was thinking about, guys, is that Hua Young, like old Hua Young before she got nerfed, kills literally every unit in this current meta. The old Hua Young beats every single unit in this current meta, which honestly gives more indicator as to why Hua Young needed to be adjusted. Like, she needed that nerf. Like, I'm sorry, I hate to say it. But just looking at the units that are relevant now and how Hua Yang single-handedly would kill every single one of those units, insane. So I'm excited to see what they do with her. I don't know. It's really a matter. I think they kind of overdid it. Maybe giving her back her original attack increase would be nice. Making it so that she increasing the damage on her S1. Her S1 kind of like really got gutted. Like everything got gutted. Like every single thing in her kit got gutted. So I don't know, maybe helping her out with her attack percent increase, because the people that use Hua Young currently, they have her on like triple turret set. They don't level up her helmet. Like it's like very, very like they're trying to make the old Hua Young a thing again, essentially doing that. So I don't know. I'm scared because like if they revert everything, the meta completely changes. Completely changes. Because old Hua Young's kid beats everything that's relevant now. So we'll just have to see. I'm a little nervous about this one. What could they possibly do to really bring Hwa Young back? Because I really think she could be the thing that just breaks Navy Captain Landy, MLU Fine, just all those units, those beefy units. Like she really can just like destroy them all. I think Elena getting a buff is kind of weird, or an adjustment. I know we are in desperate need of cleansers, like we literally need more cleansers in this game, but to my understanding, she already cleanses enough. Like she has the Dispel with her S3, and then I think if you pair her with, give her like Doctor's Bag, she also dispels when she S2s, like that's how you get 2 dispels off back to back. They might just add a dispel built into her kit already so she can like use a different artifact. I think that would be a really good and like healthy change for her so that like she can be put on other artifacts. So she is very much like an anti-cleave unit. I think there are several Soul Weaver artifacts that remove souls, so giving her the ability to be able to use that and her S2 already automatically cleanses. This is the artifact I'm talking about here. It's a limited artifact, but it could work really well on her for her like anti-cleave playstyle, essentially. Command model Leica. My guess, this is gonna decrease buff durations by 1 turn. That's the only thing I really think of. Cause I was thinking about this, right? We were talking about how the new limited Litica isn't really the best. She kind of struggles, but Leica could be a very good pairing with her with decreased speed. But the thing is, like, how I deal with command model Leica whenever I see her, I just draft 4 units that have immunity, and then she can't do anything. Her whole, like, play, like, every command model Leica I've got up against, I still have immunity on a lot of different units, so I just do that, and then easy win, right? And then so I think with the Yeah, I think the only thing that can really change probably is making it so that she decreased buff durations by like 1 turn or 2 turns. Auxiliary loss is receiving a buff, and I think that's kind of crazy. Um, Only because when Oxloss was good, okay, first of all, let's discuss his speed. His speed was good at one point of the game, but now it's kind of like not. You have it at 280 Oxlots, you were like, outspeeding most people, but we don't. He's just kind of like 280 units are really too fast, and you can't really, take the first turn with him anymore, like how you used to back in the day. And then Politis is a champion, which hard counters his S2, which is like his main thing. He was kind of used for a cleave type of unit. He just S2 somebody and then cleaves and things like that. They might rework a lot of his kit, in my opinion. Like, this is kind of maybe making it so that he applies a D. What if it could be crazy if he applied Bind on his like S2 or S3, right? The debuff that Knockwall has. So then like Politis can't S2 counter when he CR pushes somebody up. That would be crazy, but that also would essentially make it so that he can, basically prevent the team from counterattacking or Politis S2ing. He has his extra turn and he pushes somebody up and then they cleave. That would be an insane change. I don't know if they're, ballsy enough to do that. It still would be very, very hard to gear him to like be fast because, he can just get, Zeo'd or something like that. But that could open the door for a new kind of cleave, a new kind of Oxlox cleave where he like binds the enemy. And then a CR pushes them the one-shotter up and they like, cleave the team. That could be crazy. That could be crazy. That could be interesting. I would love that. I don't think they're going to do that though, but I would love it if that's what they did. That would be an insane change. That would make him like actually really, really good. Infinity Horizon Acades. Let's see. What does she need help with? Maybe cleansing more? Maybe cleansing more? I don't know. I think it's kind of crazy because, like, I don't know what they could do to make her better. Like, she's not bad. I don't... Can she use this? I think the thing is that she can't use this on herself. And I think some people mentioned that there was an issue with that she can't, like, do the S2 on herself or something. I'm not for sure. I don't own this unit, so I'm not 100% sure. Every time I've gone up against this unit, I beat it, like, even with using, like, DDR or something like that. They might give her a free effect resistance buff. Like, give her built-in effect resistance, like 30%, something like that. That could be interesting. They could even make it so that her S3 just procs as like a passive when there's a certain amount of debuffs on the enemy or on the allies or stuff like that. That could be interesting. I don't know though. Don't really know what they could change about this unit. I think she's fine. Maybe just making it so that she can use this on herself is probably the only thing I can really think of. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else that they could change. Maybe boosting the combat readiness to like 20%, 25%. That could also help a lot with helping her cut in front and taking the turn after, an opener takes their turn or something. Those are the only changes I could really think of that they would do. Now we have a Roman Montmorency. We're going to group those two together. These are definitely PvE changes. There's no way this unit, like, that's a poison unit, by the way, is going to be at all useful in PvP. And Montmorency, I'm assuming that they're probably going to make some type of change to make her cleanse a little bit better, which also could be useful in a PvP, but I think Montmorency is just, like, really slow. Like, she was used at one point. I can't remember what was going on or what she was used to counter, and like one of the metas, like she was used actively. Um, but again, I think both of their changes are going to be PvE changes, and that's about it. Some people have speculated that the next Rift is going to be Ice units only, which also probably is why they're making these changes to like Roman and Montmorency, and even Elena as well. It could be a PvE change, so there's that. All right, guys, let me know your thoughts on these little buff predictions. I'm curious, like, what units you are excited to see get buffed, and what changes are you hoping for those units? I know there is a big Judge Kisei fan base, so you know what I mean? So I know a lot of people are really looking forward to this. This is very much a hit or miss. If Judge Kisei ends up being really, really OP and crazy, like, people are going to be really excited about that because people love that unit. So we'll just have to see, right? I also might summon for Judge Kisei if she ends up looking really, has a lot of different potential, because I do have her skin, I just don't own the unit, so there's that. Anyway, like I said in the beginning, if you did enjoy this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Peace out.